Hi, it's James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Camping Fluxx. Camping Fluxx is a 1 to 6 player game published by Looney Labs Games. In this game, you're going to be trying to match your keeper cards with the goal that's out there. If that happens on any other turn or your turn, you win the game. Let's go ahead down to the table here. I'm going to show you how to play Fluxx, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so we're going to learn how to play Fluxx, and then I'm going to show you how to play Fluxx with Camping Fluxx. Now, know how I'm showing you to play Fluxx, you could apply that to any version of Fluxx. It just happens that I'm going to be showing you with Camping Fluxx. Now, the goals in all the different versions of Fluxx are designed to match the theme of the game. In this case, it's a camping theme, and most goals require you to have 2 different cards to win. Like this one's here's going to have 3, so it's going to be a little different. It's going to be rain and either tent or camper. Sorry, still 2. But if you can meet this goal and the goal is out, you immediately win, even if it's not your turn. So you have to be a little careful with this. And Fluxx is all about a game of chaos. There's going to be a basic rule that you're going to follow, but the rules could change throughout the game. And it's just going to be a lot of, hey, I'm going to change this on my turn, and now you have to deal with the new rules and the new cards that are out. Now, not all the sets have creepers. Creepers are generally bad cards, and they basically state that you can't win if you have them in front of them. You need to get rid of them. Sometimes they have effects with them. This one happens too. If you place the campfire out, this one can get discarded from play. So in this set, we have 2. We have Creeper Rain and Creeper Mosquitoes. And in some circumstances, the goal can actually require it to be out for you to win, which is cool, like I just showed you a little earlier. Now, these are keepers. Keepers are the things that you're going to put down to try to match those goals. And in general, keepers don't have special abilities, but in some sets they do. And in this one is one of the sets that some of them do have special abilities, like bug spray. Mosquitoes do not prevent you from winning. So sometimes keepers can have special effects. Like here's another one. So keep that in mind if your set will have them. I believe the Marvel set had a lot of a huge amount of keepers that had special effects. And you have your basic action cards that come in the game. These action cards will generally do something, and then you have like 3 or 4 action cards that come with a set that are specific for the set. That number can change up and down, but that's basically what it's going to be. You do need to keep these action sets, but the basic actions. But it's cool to have some like specific actions that are with the theme, like bear trouble. When this exception of the with the exception of the person who has the camper in play, if any, all players must immediately discard all keepers they have in play that represent food items. So that's pretty cool. All right, so there's a good bit of action cards in the game, and this is what I was talking about as things that change the rules of the game. Now, there's going to be some camping theme ones. The sets vary for how many of them are brand new for that set. This one, I think there's like 3, but you also have maybe 4. You also have your basic action cards that are in every set, like setting hand limits, keeper limits, being able to play all your cards, being able to play 4 cards. Those ones are basically in every set, which I'll show you in a second. And here's a couple extra goals. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this up, and I'm going to show you how the game plays and flow of Fluxx. All right, so now I'm going to teach you how to play Fluxx. Now, how to play Fluxx is pretty darn easy. You're going to shuffle up your deck here, and you're going to place it out in the middle of the table. Then you're going to deal out 3 cards here to each player, and you're going to make sure you're going to have this Fluxx Basic Rules card out. And you're going to go in turn order. And you're going to do your draw 1, play 1 card. Now, when you put new rules out, they take effect immediately. And you're trying to place out keepers to match a goal that's placed out. And there's only ever 1 goal out in the game. So how does this all work? Well, on my turn, I have these cards. So I could play one, I get to draw one, and I get to play one. I have a couple keepers here. I'm going to put these keepers out in hopes that I can get a goal out in the future, or someone gets a goal out in the future that matches those so I can win. And it doesn't have to be on my turn that the goal is out for me to win. Or I can play this card here that makes a new rule. In this one here, mystery play. Once during your turn, you may take the top card from the draw pile and play it immediately. Repeat if you have a draw creeper. So I could put this out and play like right now. And you could, I normally will set the deck like this, and here are your basic rules, and then I place this one on top. So mystery play, but this one here happens to have a lot of extra text on there, so people may want to read it. I will place it off to the right of play because it is a play rule. Then I can actually draw a card now if I want it and immediately play it. So this one here is a goal. So this goal card here is going to tell me what we need to win right now. And right now someone needs to have a campfire and flashlight. So that would be the end of my turn. And it go on to other players, and they could play different cards out. They could, if they play another goal here, that'll replace this goal. And now everyone's looking for hydrate while hiking, so they're looking for mountain and cantina. Comes back to me. I could play another card. I have an action card. Now that I have an action card, if I draw one, play one, I play this. I get to do this, which is going to be draw 3, play 2 of those. So I can change the goal to snug as a bug, and then I could put out this sleeping bag, and then I discard the card I didn't play. If I would have played play all, I would have been able to play all the cards in my hand. So let's say I didn't want to change the goal, and I just added this card, which is play all. I'll put it here, and now I get to play all cards. So I get to play all my keepers out. So that's pretty nice. I'll discard this action card, and it will go on to the next players. Let's move this up here so you can see a little better here. Sorry about that. All right, so I have 4 keepers out. Now, things to keep in mind in this game is all the rules are up for change and will flux throughout the game. And one of the things is the amount of keepers you're allowed to have. So keep that in mind. You might be losing some keepers in the future. And I wouldn't draw up anymore. When it came back to my turn, I would still just draw one, but I get to play all of them. So I don't have extra cards in my hand. That doesn't help too much, but here I could draw 2 and use them. So I could go in here and I can mill a goal. I can play this goal here because I got to play them all. But eventually this might, sorry, this was play all but 1. So I would have had 1 card in my hand, but there's a play all in there. And any of the play ones will replace the previous play one. So if I have a play 4, that will replace this play all but 1. There's other things here, like some of the examples here. You have play 2, so that would have replaced it. But there's also limits, hand limits that you can run into, which is important in this game. Let's see. Here, let's see, where's a hand limit one? That must be all up here. Well, there's hand limit ones that have to do, and keeper limit ones. I don't know why I can't find any off the top of my head, but there's several of them in here. And here, like hand limit 1. And those you have to be aware of. But that's basically it. We're going to continue on following whatever rules are out until someone has the keepers out here to match what the goal is. So as soon as that happens, whether it's on your turn or not, you win the game, or that player wins the game. So that is how you play Fluxx. It's very easy to teach, and that's all you really need to know to get into the game. Let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on Fluxx. Okay, so that was Camping Fluxx. Camping Fluxx component quality is really, really good. Same card quality as you would have with any of the other Fluxx versions of the game. Really good quality. They last a really long time. Camping Fluxx is a nice camping theme on the Fluxx universe. If you like camping, this is going to probably be a really good theme for you. It has a nice little amount of specific cards just for this set, and some of the things that vary in different sets are going to be how many, if it has creepers at all. This one has 2 creepers that I think are really well placed. It also has some objectives, some keeper cards that have trigger effects on it that are really unique. One of the keepers also has that too. Not all those sets have it. So there's a lot of really cool things to like about this flavor of Fluxx. Now, this gameplay itself reminds me of a little bit of the base game there, where you can have more of a sort of zen feel for the game itself, and this just has a little bit more on it. If you're looking for a game that has a lot of creepers, if you really like the creepers on it, that's going to be Zombie Fluxx. If you're looking for a game on the Fluxx universe that has a lot of the keeper cards that have trigger effects on them, that's going to be Marvel Fluxx. But if you like the camping theme and you like Fluxx, this is going to probably be a great version for you to pick up. If you're new to Fluxx and you like the camping theme, this version is going to be up your alley to try. There's so many different versions of Fluxx that if you're new to Fluxx, you can definitely find a version of Fluxx that probably has a theme that you like. And a lot of the Fluxx have enough different in them that they have a different feel when you play them. So they're not just like a theme slapped on. There are some considerations to try to bring in the theme of the game to make it feel a little different from the other Fluxx games. So that's my thoughts on camping Fluxx. Thank you for watching.